and welcome to my very first official YouTube video. My name is Jay, and I'm a master barber and a member of Sshh Speakeasy Barbershop. And today I'm going to be sharing my tips on how to restore your own personal barber chair with less than $1,500. Enjoy. Alright, so the very first decision that I had to make when I was rebuilding or restoring my vintage chair was which chair I was looking for. Obviously, there's a couple of brands out there, vintage brands, and there are definitely a lot of styles. Remember, these chairs were built from early 1800s all the way to like the 1940s or something like that. And there's a lot of different styles and chairs out there, so make sure you pick the one that benefits or suits you, and that'll go well. But the next step after that I would think about is accessing the chair. Make sure that the damage that's done to the chair is something that you can repair or you can manage. When I was looking for my vintage chair, I really didn't care of the conditions of the chair. I was mainly looking for like the cheapest way to do it. So literally, when I bought my chair, it had a broken pump, upholstery wasn't done, the chroming was it was all bad and nasty and stuff, and the porcelain was okay. But for the most part, I knew that I was able to rebuild the pump. It just took me a while to figure out. There was no diagrams or any blueprints to these freaking pumps, and they don't make them anyway. I literally took the pump to a hydraulic shop to see if they can give me advice, and they didn't even know it was a freaking hydraulic pump. So that's how rare these things are. But I did the pump myself, and I had to send the chroming out and stuff, and also the upholstery, I had to send that out. But for the most part, I did everything on my own. I broke down the chair, everything, and I had these parts ready for if they had to be worked on. I already had it broken down for them. So, which leads me to my next part is when you're breaking down your chair and you're putting your chairs to pieces, make sure, the best advice I can give you is record yourself. Record yourself taking it apart. Record every single nut and bolt. Like literally, I didn't even know the names of these certain bolts and screws or anything like that. But I was literally going, okay, this bolt goes there, and these are here, and these are there, and all these O-rings go here or there, and that worked out pretty well. Once I put everything organized in a nice little table, or the screws or the washers, make sure you keep it all organized. I threw it in a corner and didn't even touch them. Didn't want nobody going near them. It took me a couple of months to rebuild my chair because once again I was doing it on my own. I was on a tight budget, and I was literally looking for the best deals. So if you have to travel, do it. If that's what saves you some cash, because these things can get pretty hefty. But for the most part, like I said, I did all the labor on my own. I was able to rebuild the pump on my own. I had to fabricate some parts and stuff like that, but I'll show you some pictures here so you can see what they look like. And basically, I had all like the chroming that got done. At least I had all the parts broken down for the guy to just chrome it, and that saved me a few bucks there. Instead of bringing the chair to him taking 2 to 3 hours to break it down and charge you $100 an hour or something like that. Do all the work yourself, because chroming has to be dipped in acid and all this stuff, and I wasn't dealing with it, so I had it ready for the guy, and he was able to do it. The upholstery the same. I had all the pieces. I just gave it to the guy. He did it for a couple of $100, and that worked out pretty well. So here's some pictures that I want to show you guys so you can see what the process was, or at least the beginning stage of the process rebuilding my personal vintage barber chair. Okay, so if your situation is like my situation where I had to rebuild my pump, there's a few key elements that you want to look out for. Obviously, for the most part, you want to make sure that your piston is good. There's no slits, no cracks in them. You want to make sure that your crankshaft is good. No cracks or anything like that on the crankshaft as well. Crankshaft is what connects this lever to the actual cylinder of the pump and the mechanism. And look out for the brakes. The brakes on these chairs, what stops it from swiveling left and right, they're literally this big, like this wide, this big, and it's a little C shape. It actually looks like a magnet. That thing took me forever to figure out what the heck it was. It's obviously there's no blueprints, no diagrams or anything like that on these pumps, and if it is, it's completely rare. If you find one, keep it, make copies of it, and send it to every other barber in your town. So for the most part, those are some crucial parts. The brake is one of them, like I said, and also the reclining mechanism, which is on the other end of the chair. That mechanism also is crucial. You want to make sure that it's oiled up and it's good. You have to set it the right way. When you set it to make sure there's a person on the chair, and you want to make sure that it locks into place as well. And for the most part, and the most important thing of the whole shebang bang of the pump is actually when it holds its pressure. If you crank your chair up a few inches or so and it slowly seeps down, either you have a broken seal somewhere, or a gasket, or the actual open or closed valve to your cylinders is broken, or you might have a cracked cylinder. So double check those things. Make sure they're all good, and you should be all right. All right, so if you have to pay somebody to do some work for you, at least try to keep your costs down by having all the parts ready for them. Like I said, when I did the chroming on the chair, I literally just went with a bucket of metal parts. He knew exactly what I was getting done, though, because I gave him a heads up ahead of time. You know, he asked for the headrests and things like that, and he just said, bring them by, we'll get it done in a couple of days. I said, great. And that's how I was able to get a quick turnaround time, because he didn't have to do any breaking down or put it back together. All he did was just throw them in the machine. The machine did all the work, and it was able to give me a very good quote for that. So that worked out pretty well. While that was getting done, I was taking care of the porcelain on my own. Now these things are extremely durable, extremely tough. Porcelain, it's what your bathtub is made out of. And how many times have you seen those things crack? Hardly ever, right? So for the most part, some simple green, a washcloth, and some good elbow grease, these things come to life and they shine beautifully. So have fun doing that, because these things look very good when they're done right. And it's all an experience. I was able to travel places getting these good quotes and these good rates. Like I said, I went to 2-3 hours away from my hometown for the chroming, but it saved me $500 because the next quote above that was a $500 difference. So if I have to spend $20-30 on gas to save me $470, totally good deal. The chair, like I said, I went to a different state for the chair. I only got it for a couple of $100. That worked out pretty well, and here it is. So now you're ready to put the chair back together. You have all your parts ready. The porcelain is done or cleaned. The upholstery has been redone. Your chrome or nickel plating has been redone, and your pump has been rebuilt. Once you start putting back your chair together, remember the process to that is the same way as you broke it down. Make sure you go over the video when you was recording yourself taking it apart, so you know where those pieces, nuts, and bolts go back together. Once all that's finalized and you have yourself a solid chair, you want to test and adjust it. You want to make sure that your pump holds its pressure. You want to make sure that you press the lever, it goes down, and it stops at your request, and still no leaks, doesn't keep seeping down. You want to make sure that it goes all the way to its normal position. You also want to make sure that it reclines. You want to make sure that when you put the brake on the reclining, it stops it from moving up or down, and it locks it in place, as well as it doesn't swivel. You want to make sure that it comes back to normal or to its resting position smoothly and comfortable. Once all those things is done and your checklist of adjustments and tests has been done, you have yourself a working, beautiful, vintage barber chair. So what are the benefits of restoring your own vintage barber chair? The fact that you can save a couple of $1,000s is good news. And also, if you're going to buy a modern chair anyway, a good quality modern chair is going to run you anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000. So the fact that I was able to get an antique vintage barber chair for the same budget that a modern one would cost, it's great news to me. It's awesome. You know, these things run anywhere from $3,500, even better, depending on the quality of the restoration. So I was able to do all that with less than $1,500. That's good news. You can do it too. So for the most part, if you have any questions and comments, make sure to leave them below. If you want to contact my email personally, it's jspeakeasy@gmail.com. I'll have it right here, so you'll be able to email me, and I'll just try to help you out with your process in restoring your own personal barber chair. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's my very first official YouTube video, so I'm excited to see the feedback that I get. But for the most part, you can subscribe. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. So I don't know how they do it this way, like this over here. Make sure you subscribe, guys. And you can also follow me on Instagram or Facebook. It's facebook.com/JSpeakeasy. Also, Instagram is instagram.com/J_Speakeasy. And make sure to check out my website, guys. I have a website, it's under construction, but you can still sign up for email, news blasts, and letters. And that's JSpeakeasyNYC.com. JSpeakeasyNYC.com. Guys, if you love the content that I put out on my very first video and you would like to see some more, you can support the channel, allow me to grow and continue bringing videos to you. And that's click that button. It's right there somewhere, right next to the subscribe. You can press both buttons: subscribe, support, subscribe, support. Thank you. Hope to see you guys soon.